So I think for 4 or 5 days I was like, hey, it's not good, it's not good. And then like you just get into that thinking, and a small comment like that can take you down, but also a nice comment can lift you up as well. So, but you just have to try to stay not too high or too low, I think. And I've learned not to get too high, because I've been taken down pretty fast sometimes during this rehab. But not getting too low is what's hard, I would say. Because you're always hard on yourself, and like for us football players, like this is my life, this is what I do. I know I don't have forever to do it.
Velkommen til tredje episode af Aarhus Uden Filter. I dag skal vi snakke om et tema, der påvirker de fleste af os, nemlig sociale medier. Og sociale medier kan være en fantastisk måde at connecte på, men det kan også være noget, der påvirker os alle negativt. Det kommer med høje forventninger og pres. Vi dykker ned i, hvordan det påvirker det daglige liv hos en fodboldspiller og hans mentale sundhed. Og vi ser på, hvordan det er at være en offentlig figur, der er tilgængelig for både kritikere og alt det gode, der også følger med. Mit navn er Cecilie Bak, og jeg er din vært. Dagens gæst i dag er AGF's Kevin Yakob, og Kevin vil fortælle om, hvordan han navigerer i sociale medier med en stor følgerskare, og vil snakke ned i de erfaringer, han har gjort sig om både det gode, det knap så gode, og de forventninger, der hører med til det. So Kevin, welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
I think you've been out of the game since July last year, I think, and I believe that many people that will be listening to this episode have one very important question.
Yeah.
So, how's everything going with you?
I would say it's going well at the minute. The last 2 weeks especially has been very good. So I've taken good steps, and I was out yesterday on the pitch for the first time. So that was fun to get back out there again after the latest setback. So yeah, right now it's positive, and I'm just trying to build on it, and yeah, hopefully be ready for when we start after the new year.
Yeah, and how are you feeling today? Like, can you feel that you've been out on yesterday?
So that's been what's important, you know, because I can often do stuff, but then it's about the reaction the day after, and today I woke up and I'm feeling very well. So that was very important, and hopefully I can build on this, and yeah, so it's been very positive the last weeks.
That's good to hear. So today we're gonna talk about social media. So I think if we just start off with something very simple, what's your relationship to social media?
I think I use social media a lot, especially like now when I live alone, you know, it's a way to communicate with friends and family, and also it's like entertainment, you know, it's fun to watch, and it's a lot of content out there to watch, and yeah, so, and it's for different purposes. Sometimes it's just for like just enjoying and letting time go past, and sometimes it's to learn. Like I look a lot at like knee, like exercises for the knee and stuff like that. So I try to, it's a lot of mix in what I see in my feed, but yeah, it's a good thing.
Okay. I have 5 questions, just very shortly, so people can get to know you better. First one, which social media platform do you use the most?
I would say Instagram for sure, or maybe Snapchat as well, to talk to my friends, but Instagram I would say.
When was the last time you felt like you had to perform online?
I don't feel like I've had that pressure to perform, but yeah, of course, when you do interviews and stuff like that, you always want to like give a good picture of yourself. So maybe last time I did an interview.
Yeah. And which comment or post has had the biggest impact on you recently?
I would say it was when I got injured, and I posted the photo saying I got injured, and yeah, the support I received that day was like truly incredible. Like to this day, I feel like it's very humbling to see how many people actually supported me and gave me love and cared about me and wished me well. So that gave me a lot of strength and a lot of motivation to start the journey to come back stronger than before. So yeah, for sure that one.
Was it a bit overwhelming
Yeah.
to see all of that?
Yeah, it was actually very crazy because, like, I think I got like 100,000 followers in like a week or something, and like they felt bad for me, a lot of people, because I got injured in this way when I made my debut with the national team. So of course it was tough for me as well because I had something else planned. But in the end I saw like, okay, maybe something beautiful can come out of this, and this will be my story, and I will have to just, the start, it's not about how you start, it's about how you end it. So that's been my goal since that day.
It's very nice. So in another direction, what's the first thing you check when you open your cell phone in the morning?
I think it's Snapchat, just to see what my friends have sent throughout the night. And yeah, it's often fun stuff. So then you wake up and you have the right frame of mind directly when you wake up.
Yeah. Do you streaks or?
No, I'm not a streak guy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's only the young.
Yeah, I have with my cousin though. I have one cousin that we have been doing streaks now. I think it's 4 years, so we have over 1,000. Wow. But I think like he's the only one.
Okay. Who's your favorite person to follow on social media?
Ooh, good question. I like to follow athletes that like give a lot of insight in their lives and like how they train and stuff. I don't know, the first person that comes to mind is Cristiano Ronaldo, just because he's the best at that stuff and like how to take care of your body, how to train and all of that. So it's like always when you get insight in what he does, it's very interesting to look at and try to learn from.
Okay, so you're saying that you use Instagram probably the most. So what kind of content fills in the most? Like, what's your feed like?
Yeah, like at the minute it's like mostly just knee exercises and like videos about how to rehab, what to eat, like what to drink, like stretching exercise. Like it's a lot about my knee because I want to learn as much as I can and like find every small little advantage I can get and learn from. So it's a lot of knee at the moment, but then I don't know, it depends. Sometimes when I'm hungry, it's a lot of food as well.
Yeah.
And but yeah, a lot of sports, a lot of basketball as well. I look at that very much, and American football as well. So different sports and a lot of knee for sure.
And then just like the algorithm just keeps...
keeps sending me different exercises.
Yeah. We all know that social media can be a kind of like a double-edged sword. Like it can bring both connection and pressure. Yeah. And I think there are many things on social media that can affect people like very negatively. Yeah. For some women, also myself sometimes, it can be like images of perfect bodies or these Instagram models. Is there something that affects you in a bad way?
No, I don't think that. Like, of course, sometimes you get affected when you see how other people are living their lives or like how they are doing, but I think I've learned that okay, this is just it's just a facade. It's not how it is in real life, and a lot of people can seem very happy on social media, but truly they aren't. And the other way around, like some people don't post anything, but maybe they are the ones that feel the best because they don't need validation of social media. So I try to not care too much about it, but like you say, it's hard to not get affected because it's what we see 10 hours per day when we scroll our phone. So it's very hard to not get affected subconsciously about what's going on. But you just have to stay grounded and try to find perspective and see that, okay, it's impossible to feel like how Instagram is portraying the life. You know, it's always going to be up and down and you're going to face setbacks and tough times, but just keep going.
Yeah. How was it when you got your injury because you were with the national team and like coming back to AGF? Was it hard to go on social media to see, okay, they had a win or things are going really great?
No, I wouldn't say. Like, just like seeing my friends doing well is always nice, you know. Then of course, like when they're doing well, you want to be a part of it, and when we're not winning, you want to be part of changing that. So I wouldn't say it's been tough, but of course, like sometimes you feel like, hey, I would really want to be there, but it mostly motivates you. And then of course, sometimes maybe you can become a little bit down on like, okay, I wish I could, but like that's how it is. And you just have to like go back to the gym, do rehab, sleep well, eat well, so that you can come back as fast as possible.
Yeah. And then I think, social media is a big part of also like our world within the football world. And I think for both of us, it's something that's been a big part of our maybe later childhood. I remember I joined Facebook because all of the games you could play.
Yeah, exactly.
And I imagine you also kind of like experienced a shift from being, just Kevin playing so much football to Kevin actually becoming a professional football player and playing abroad here in Denmark. So how has your presence on social media changed, like since you became a public figure?
I don't know. I feel like even when I was young and like had social media, I was quite responsible. Like I didn't post crazy stuff because like my mom would always be like, okay, be smart about what you do and this and that. So I don't think it changed so much because I think like when we were young as well, we wanted to act like we were professional football players. So as soon as somebody took a picture of us on a game, we posted it, and it was always our goal, like me and my friends, to get here. So it was always about like manifesting Kevin the football player. So the Instagram has always tried to mimic like how the real professional football players are. So I don't think it's really changed that much. Maybe it's a bit more professional now, like it's real cameras taking the photo, not iPhone 4, So yeah, so that was probably the biggest change.
Yeah. Do you ever get those, I think it's called like memories, where you can see pictures from like 13 years ago?
Yeah,
and
especially
be like,
on Facebook. Like on Facebook, I used to write, like sometimes I wrote weird stuff. So when they come up again, I smile a lot because it's fun to see like what 12, 13-year-old Kevin would write watching football. So yeah, that's fun.
Nice. Do you think it's hard to separate your private self from your professional self on social media?
No, but I feel like I would like to maybe show more of my private self on social media because I feel like when I'm following people, that's what I want to see. Like I said with Cristiano, when it's more private stuff and like more everyday life, I find that more interesting. But maybe most of the time I more post like professional type content with like football. So I think I would probably like to balance it out more. But yeah, at the moment I just feel like that's how it's been, and yeah, we'll see in the future. But also like nowadays, like the content and like you become like a marketable person. So it's a very important tool to use social media. And like it can be like some players like get to a new club and like social media and their image is a big part of why they go there and why they make it, because they are so marketable that it's very good for the club to buy them. So it is a very important thing in today's society, in today's sports, to be honest. So you try to use it to your advantage, but like not too much either, because I'm like Kevin the football player and I want to focus on that the most.
But if you're going to put more private things on Instagram, what would it be like? What would you wish for yourself to put out there?
No, but just like more everyday stuff, like when we do stuff, just like going out with the friends to eat, or like things that you can like feel a connection with, like that, okay, we do the same stuff, and like just fun stuff, not so much filters, just like more unfiltered stuff of how we joke to each other, what we do, like that. I think that's the fun stuff.
Yeah. So maybe more things you put on Snapchat to your friends.
Exactly. Yeah, more of that. Yeah. But not that much though, because then maybe sometimes we'd be in trouble.
Do you think that you would have used social media differently if you weren't a footballer and it wasn't part of this, you could like brand.
Yeah. Then I think I'll probably like, so you don't have to think so much about what you post, you know, because like people can always take an angle and make like what you post wrong, or see it the wrong way, or take the wrong way a thing from it. So I have to be a little bit careful, and I don't think I would have been that as much if it wasn't for football. But at the same time, I don't let it affect me too much. So I don't know if it would look very similar either. Maybe it would be even more boring, you know, my Instagram, and just less photos.
Just having no posts and everything. It's no secret that you have a big following, like almost 250,000 followers on Instagram. So a lot of people are like watching and cheering for you. And I think every time AGF posted something with you, there'd just be so much engagement from fans. So how does it feel for you personally to be fighting in the gym to get back on the field, but then every time you go online, you're almost like confronted with questions being, oh, how's everything going? Is he soon back on track?
Yeah, so it's like two ways, I would say, because like I said before, it's very humbling to feel that support. Like sometimes I'm like shocked when I think about how many people it actually is that care, and like I get messages every day, and I get people tagging me stories, people doing videos of like when I got injured or when I was playing, and like wishing me luck, and writing long messages that are like, sometimes I read them and I like, it's overwhelming because like it's very beautiful messages. So of course it gives you a lot of energy, because like I think every day I get messages of, hey, don't give up, keep going, we want to see you back. And it gives you like very much, because I feel like I'm not alone in this, and I'm not doing this only for me, because it's so many people that care, like my friends, my family, and also the following, like you said. But then of course, like not only on social media, but in real life also, getting the question, how are you? Like, if it's going well for you, then it's very fun to answer that question. So then it's like, yeah, it's going very well, I'm doing better, it's very fun. But when it's not going so well, which at sometimes it hasn't gone for me the last year, then it can be tough, because you always have to go like, it hasn't gone well, this and this is occurring, and I have this and this problem. And then it becomes like small mental defeats. So that can be tough sometimes, but I know that like all the people that ask me, they come from a good place, and they just wish me the best. So I just try to not think about it too much, and you know, say it and then say, hey, it is what it is, I'm doing my best, hopefully I'll be back soon. But I can't decide that, it's God's timing, and then I can just do my best.
And these small defeats you're talking about, like, can you maybe explain how something, you know, as simple as a comment or like a post can affect your day, or like your mental state of mind when things don't go as expected? Yeah,
like it's actually funny how small of a comment can like affect you a lot. A while back, somebody like looked at my knee and said, hey, your knee is not looking good. And like just a small, and it was like soon after a surgery. So just a small comment like that, and I was like, hey, why not? And like I started thinking about it, and then I was like, hey, I feel pain, and like you just go into just weird frame of mind, and like it was crazy because that comment just tipped my whole, like I think for 4 or 5 days I was like, hey, it's not good, it's not good. And then like you just get into that thinking, and a small comment like that can take you down, but also a nice comment can lift you up as well. So, but you just have to try to stay not too high or too low, I think. And I've learned not to get too high, because I've like been taken down pretty fast sometimes during this rehab. But not getting too low is what's hard, I would say. Because you're always hard on yourself. And like for us football players, like this is my life, this is what I do. I know I don't have forever to do it. And like time doesn't wait on nobody, it's just running. And like now I've been injured for 500 days. So of course you get like stressed and irritated by it, but you just have to, like, I'm surrounded by very nice people, and also on social media, and they help me get back to okay, keep focus, keep working hard, you will get what you deserve in the end.
Is it something that you talk with people about, in the club? For example, the example with your knee and the comment. Did you come to the
but also we have a good dialogue. The players have asked me for a year now, and they know some days they can see okay, he's down a little bit, or so they try to pick me up, and they also know to not you don't have to ask the question every day because they see what I'm doing and stuff. But I know that they are also just trying to help me, and they have been very, very nice to me, and sent me messages and asked about it, and I feel like they have been very supportive all along, and that means a lot too, because it's easy when you're injured to not feel part of the team at the same way, because you're not there in the games celebrating a goal, and you're not there during defeat, which also brings you closer. But they have been very good in trying to include me, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Nice. Do you feel like it's easier to talk with people from the outside of the football world than the people in it?
Yeah, I think maybe because my childhood friends or my family, I've known them for so long, so I am more in general more open with them. But at the same time, I'm a quite open person in general, so I don't have any problem speaking to my teammates. I have done that a lot of times too, but it just falls more naturally to speak to family and friends. So yeah, I use them a lot, and sometimes for me it's just about getting it out there. They don't even have to say something. Just if they just listen to me go about it and throw all my frustration out, after a while you stop feeling sad for yourself, and you feel okay, it's there is far worse problems in the world. This is just I'm lucky to be alive, my family is doing well, I'm healthy. You get perspective after you have whined about it for a while, and then you're okay, it is what it is. Yeah. Just go back, work hard, and it will be good. About a month ago, you wrote about one of your setbacks on Instagram. I think you were things don't always go as planned. This has been one of the biggest challenges so far. Yeah. Can you maybe elaborate on the fact that that you wrote this to people that you maybe don't even know? Do you feel is something you have to do to the followers, or? No, I don't necessarily feel like I have to, but I just felt a lot of people are wondering, and they really want to see me back, and they want to see me play for my club and for my national team. And I just felt instead of having to answer the question, or people don't have to wonder, it's not a secret, it will be out there, if I'm not on the pitch, that means I'm injured, so it's not a secret you can easily keep. So I was just just to get a little bit pressure off me to not get that question every month. So I said okay, this is how it is now, and I won't be playing this year, but hopefully I'll be back at the start of next year. That gives me some time and some peace to work in and not be stressed. Because if I feel hey, my goal is to come back in November, and then when I don't come back in November, December, and then it feel that just stresses you out more. So we took this time and said, okay, after the break, that's when my goal is to be back, and it was just nice to get it out, because now people know it, and now I have the time to work in peace, just to try to do my best to be ready for that time. If we look at all the feedback from the fans and the sense of community online, how does it affect you when you receive really positive feedback from maybe a good performance on the field? I know it's been some time, but how is that comparing to this situation? No, it's very nice, of course, to get good feedback always, because then you do something right, and it makes you feel good, of course, and it's always nice when people appreciate what you do, because this is what we work hard for every day, to be recognized and help the team, and then when people see that, it's a very nice feeling, of course. So that's how I would describe it. Mm-hmm. And do you feel
you mentioned it a bit, but do you feel that social media can create this sense of community where fans are like part of your journey on coming back on the field, but maybe also a footballer?
Yeah, for sure. Like they are an important part, like I said, because they motivate you so much, and sometimes it's not even only that. Sometimes it's that you want to prove people wrong, because of course you receive negative comments sometimes as well, and like that almost fuels me more sometimes to prove people wrong. So like I know I have screenshots on my phone of like comments like from when I left my old club. Oh, he's never gonna make it like that. He wasn't that good anyways, and he won't do this and that. And like I saved all of those photos, still have them on my phone, and it motivates me to this day to like I just want to prove them wrong. So you have to use it in both ways. Like the good comments, just take them in, just let them warm your heart and feel good about it. But the negative comments, you cannot let them change your perception of yourself, you know, because a lot of people, like they don't even have a profile picture. They can write whatever they want, so it's easy to just say stuff. And sometimes they don't even say the bad comments from a bad place either. They're just saying what they're thinking. But I don't agree with you, so I'm trying to prove you wrong now. And yeah, so I think it's important to find that space and not let it affect you negatively. Because if you're down already and like don't have good confidence or not playing, then a bad comment can affect you much more. Like I said before with my knee, when I was like maybe I'm already struggling and I get a bad comment, it will affect me more than if I'm so certain and confident in myself and my knee and somebody tells me, I'll just wipe it off. But it's important, like when you're down and when it's not going so well or how you want, that's when you cannot let it affect you. That's when you have to use it and find motivation in it. Like not only in football, in all aspects of life.
Yeah. And then one of your strategies is to like take pictures of it and...
Yeah, I like to do that. I like to take pictures of it and just... I feel like it's very nice to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And the person that wrote that message probably don't even remember it, you know? But I make it bigger than it is in my head just to motivate me to hey, I'm going to prove you wrong. And then if I prove that person wrong, maybe he won't even remember that he wrote it. But I like to make it bigger than what it is and feel like, hey, it's me against the world. I'm going to show everyone. Like, I like that space sometimes. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I like to use it.
Has there been like any times where you thought this was now that I proved them wrong?
Yeah, but I don't know, because I've set my bar so high and my goals so high that I feel like I have a lot more to prove to myself, and before I will feel like, hey, I proved them wrong. So not necessarily that I felt that, but that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me hungry, that I haven't reached those goals yet. So I'm just eager to get started again and go for those goals.
Yeah. Can you tell about one of the goals, or?
Yeah, like one goal has been like to play the World Cup with Iraq for sure, and then to win something here in AGF would be a very, very good, nice goal. We have won one bronze and one silver, and I feel like that goal is like it's what's missing. We need it now, and then of course. Like I'm 24 years old now, so I'm not very young anymore, but my goal has always been to play in one of the top leagues in Europe. So that's something that motivates me as well.
So do you think, like moving forward in your career, do you think that you could use social media like as part of one of the tools? Like just keep expanding your brand because you already have so many followers.
Yeah, I think I can probably do a lot better on using my social media to my advantage, because also, you know, our careers don't last forever, so like just doing like partnerships with stuff and like that kind of stuff is one side of it, but like we talked about before, just building your brand, because when you have a bigger following, then you become like automatically, some clubs, you become more interesting and you get seen. It gives you more opportunities to be seen. and maybe those opportunities to be seen is the difference. And yeah, so it's very important, but at the same time, it's not what I put the most focus on right now. I just want to get back to the pitch and like play football, and then that stuff, it will come naturally, and also like maybe in the future I will put more time on it. But for now, the rehab is taking up all the space in my mind.
Yeah. But have you ever, maybe not saying that you're gonna be an influencer, but like with such a big following, and knowing that you're probably not gonna play football in 20 years because that's just how it is. Have you ever thought about like thinking, if I put more effort in this, then it could really be something?
Yeah, like of course sometimes you think about it, because like it doesn't seem too bad to be working with that kind of stuff either. Like we only see the good sides of it, like they travel the world, do nice, like of course it's, but I've never been really good at having a plan B from football. So I don't know, but maybe like that's a possibility. It seems fun as well, but I have a lot of stuff that I feel like, oh yeah, maybe that would be fun, or maybe that would be fun, but in the end I always come back to, hey, I'm gonna go for this as long as I can, as hard as I can, and when it's over, then I'll just sit down and look at my options. I don't want to get affected or like distracted by anything else, and I can't even let that happen. So I'm just so focused on the football.
Yeah. I also think that's very like it says much about you, like just being so motivated and disciplined. Have you ever considered taking a break from social media, like in order to protect your mental health?
Yeah, like there was a while when I felt like it was getting quite annoying in the beginning of my rehab. Like mostly just for myself, I just wanted to like just disappear from social media and everything and just work alone and quiet. But it's not necessarily that social media was doing anything wrong to me. Like nobody was saying anything bad or anything, but you just feel like maybe sometimes it's like, because automatically when you feel like those people motivate you, it also adds pressure on yourself because you want to give back to that. So when you see that all the time, you add this pressure on yourself, which like it's not even real pressure maybe. And so sometimes I've been like, hey, I just want to take away everything and just work. And then when I come back, just start it up again. But then again, I realized that, okay, but these people are giving me energy. They're not taking it. So then I've just been like, okay, I don't have to post every week or every day, or I don't even have to read every week or every day. But I've never felt like that was the like sole solution or like something. So I haven't decided to do that, and I don't think I will, to be honest.
Do you think it's possible to take a break from social media, just not only as a football player but also like you're a private person?
I don't know, I don't think I would be able to do it. But like I know I have friends that don't use social media, and I'm asking them like, hey, what do you do all day? Like, yeah. what do you do instead? And to me, that's like, so I don't know, because we are, like you said, we are raised with social media. So it's weird. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to handle it, at least.
Yeah, also because I think, especially for me and my friends, sometimes you could send a meme or a video, and then it's also something you talk much about in the offline world.
Exactly.
Yeah. How is it like when you have free time during practice and everything out here? How are you just being all together, not with your phones? How is it in the club?
We have that like when we eat or when we have meetings or something, we're not allowed to have our phones, just because it's a good thing to talk to each other. Like sometimes in the day and age we're in, we forget that sometimes. We can sit 2 meters apart and text each other instead of talking for real. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I feel like we have a very social group. So like when we are off, we usually, like most of the players sit in the lounge and they play ping pong and stuff like that. So yeah, then of course like some people are on their phone all the time. That's how it is, I think, everywhere. But it's a good rule we have that when we have gatherings, like team gatherings, we're not using our phone. And I think that's a good one.
Will it be fine for it?
Yeah.
If you're,
yeah.
I want to ask you finally, what's the most important thing you've learned about social media?
I think I've learned that it's very easy to give a negative comment. And you just have to learn how to not make it bigger than it is, and not get too affected by it. And then also that a lot of people portray a false picture of how their life is going on Instagram, and that's from everything to like everyday life, work life, to relationships, like all of that. You get a very, very weird like sense of how it really is in real life. So just trying to stay smart about that and not get too affected by it. I think that's the two most important stuff I've learned about social media throughout the years.
Are you good at telling yourself that life isn't just picture perfect, like you see it?
Yeah, I don't think like anyone can say that their life is like, everyone has their own problems and struggles that they go through in their life, and you never know, like based on Instagram, what a person is going through. But even in real life, like even if I know you, it's hard for me to know what you're going through in your everyday life. So just having that respect for people and not saying like mean stuff or being arrogant about it, and just accepting that people are going through stuff, and try to be a nice person to everyone.
And is it something that you think about when you post on social media,
to not have this fake...
Yeah, to like show the reality of how it is, or do you still think...
Yeah, I don't know now. Also, to be completely honest, I don't think I post like the worst stuff. I always post the best stuff. And that's what we are part of the problem as well. It's easy to sit here and say, yeah, people are posting, but I also do that. I post when I go on vacation and stuff like that. But so we are all a part of it, I think, or most of us at least. So maybe all of us have to get better on just posting real life and not the best life.
Is it something that you could imagine talking with other players about, or something, like that you maybe also need to become better at it for young people?
Yeah, also, but I think you have to just lead by example and start with yourself. I think that's the best way. It's easy to talk about it, but by actions is when you actually affect it. So yeah, that's something I will go away from here with and try to be better at, for sure.
If you could give one piece of advice to the people that are listening about navigating social media, you talked a bit about it, but then what would it be? Like one final advice?
Yeah, don't take social media too serious. Go out there and see the world with your own eyes instead. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much for taking the time to share your experience.
I appreciate it.
Really been a pleasure hearing you about all of this stuff.
Thank you.
Tak til jer, der lyttede med. Tak til Andreas Wilson for musikken, og tak til teamet bag podcasten. Vi ses i næste afsnit af Aarhus Uden Filter.